Hello family, welcome to the channel. It's me, Nataki, here today. And I want to get you guys this story before it gets too dark. This story today is a love story about Abigail and David. Now this story I've never heard before, so as I read it, I'll be experiencing the story with you guys as well, okay? And this story is about beauty, wisdom, and the divine timing of God. So let's dive in. In the rugged hills of ancient Judah, where shepherds tended their flocks and warriors hid enemies, a man named David was on the run. He wasn't just any man, he was an anointed future king, chosen by God to be the king of Israel. But at the same time, King Saul still sat on the throne, jealous and obsessed with destroying King David. David and his loyal men were living in the wilderness, moving from place to place, trusting in God for their protection and their provision. Nearby lived a wealthy man named Nabal, who owned thousands of sheep and goats. His name literally meant fool, and his behavior matched it. He was so arrogant, rude, and harsh. But his wife Abigail was the total, complete opposite. She was beautiful, kind, and full of wisdom. When David's men were near Nabal's property, they actually protected his shepherd, making sure no one stole from them or harmed them. It was a season of sheep shearing, a time of feasting and generosity. So David sent a peaceful message to Nabal. The message said, "Peace be to you, your family, and to all you have. My men protected your shepherds, and nothing was stolen. Please give us what food and supplies you can spare." It was a respectful request, a gesture of goodwill. But Nabal's heart was cold. When the message reached him, he sneered and said, "Who is this David? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my meat and bread and give it to men who are coming from who knows where?" When David heard this insult, his face hardened. His patience snapped. "Strap on your swords," he told his men. 400 warriors prepared to march toward Nabal's house. David was furious and ready to destroy everything that belonged to that man. But here's where the story turns. One of David's servants ran to Abigail and told her everything. They told her how kind David's men had been and how Nabal insulted him, and also how danger was coming fast. Without hesitation, Abigail moved. She didn't waste time blaming or complaining. She gathered 200 loaves of bread, 5 skins of wine, 5 roasted sheep, grain, raisin, and figs, a royal feast, and loaded them onto a donkey. And she didn't tell her husband a word. As she rode into the night, the air was heavy. She could see the dust rising from David's approaching army. But she wasn't afraid. She was on a mission of peace. When she saw David, she quickly offered her donkey and bowed low to the ground and said, "My lord, let the blame be on me alone. Please forgive your servant's offense. The Lord has kept you from bloodshed today. When he makes you ruler over Israel, you don't want this on your conscience." Her words stopped David cold. Her words were gentle, but full of wisdom and truth. David looked at her, this brave, beautiful woman standing before him, full of humility and courage, and his anger melted from his heart. "Praise be to the Lord who sent you to meet with me today," he said to her. "May you be blessed for your good judgment and keeping me from bloodshed." When Abigail returned home, Nabal was having a drunken feast. She waited until morning, but when he was sober, she told him what she had done and how close he had came to destruction. When Nabal heard this, his heart failed. The Bible says about 10 days later, the Lord struck him and he died. When David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Praise be to the Lord who has upheld my cause and kept his servant from doing wrong." And then David did something unexpected. He sent a message to Abigail. And that message was to ask her to become his wife. When Abigail heard the proposal, she bowed down and said, "Here is your servant, ready to serve and wash the feet of my Lord's servant." She rose quickly and mounted her donkey again, the same way she had before. This time, not to stop a war, but to walk into promise. Abigail had become David's wife, and not just because of her beauty, but because of her wisdom, her humility, and her faith. The lesson. This is more than a love story, family, a God story. Abigail shows us that true beauty isn't just an appearance. It's in your character. She walked in peace while chaos surrounded her. She used wisdom while others used pride. And because of that, God elevated her. David saw in her what God sees in us, a heart of courage and grace. So if you've been in a place where you feel unseen and surrounded by foolishness, remember, God can still send divine connections and turn your situation around. Remember, God can still send divine connections and turn your chaos into your calling, just like Abigail. Your calm spirit and your wise heart can shift your destiny. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.